Recovery is critical to the success of any training program. It's during this time that our body builds itself back up better than before. The quicker we recover and the more often we can work out, the sooner we reach our goals. But fast isn't always better when it comes to recovery from hard training, depending on our goal. And that's what we're going to look at today. What is the best and fastest way to recover at any age? A couple of things we'll look at are when cold water immersion is effective and when it hurts our training. We all know sleep is critical for recovery, with 7 to 9 hours being optimum. But what about naps? Do they aid in recovery when we can't get a full night's sleep? And how long should they be? You can tell I'm getting older because I like my naps. First, we're going to look at nutritional strategies to aid in recovery. Protein is the most talked about macro when it comes to recovery. It was once thought to maximize muscle protein synthesis and recovery, we needed to ingest protein right after our workouts or we'd miss the anabolic window. It turns out this window is more like an anabolic double garage door, leaving us lots of room or time to get our protein in. Those original studies that found a benefit to eating protein right after your workout were done on people who trained fasted. Because of this, it makes sense to break your fast soon after training with a high-protein meal. For the rest of us who would have eaten something at some point before our workouts, I'll reference an article published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition that looked at all the existing literature on the topic and made this recommendation on recognizing the benefit of a pre-workout meal. Pre- and post-exercise meals should not be separated by more than approximately 3 to 4 hours, given a typical resistance training bout lasting 45 to 90 minutes. If protein is delivered within a particularly large mixed meal, which is inherently more anti-catabolic, a case can be made for lengthening this interval to 5 or 6 hours. They also discuss how much protein, noting that younger men required only 20 grams of protein to maximally stimulate muscle protein synthesis, whereas older adults needed 40 grams. I want to mention protein intake before going to sleep at night. In a research review published in 2019, they found that protein ingested prior to sleep can be applied in combination with resistance-type exercise training to further augment gains in muscle mass and strength when compared to no protein supplementation. A slow-digesting protein like casein, which is found in products like Greek yogurt, is a great choice for a pre-sleep protein. The typical recommendation for sleep each night is, as I mentioned earlier, 7 to 9 hours. I like short naps, no more than 20 minutes, and sometimes I'll take these naps before my workout, and I feel they improve my performance. But what does the research say? One study examined the performance of sleep-deprived subjects after either a 20-minute or a 90-minute nap and found that a short nap opportunity could be more beneficial when the subsequent effort is brief and requires frequent decision-making. However, a longer nap opportunity could be preventative against muscle and oxidative damage even for higher performances. So it supports my conclusion that my short naps help my workouts, but to aid in recovery, longer naps like 90 minutes are more beneficial. When it comes to muscle growth, acute inflammation is your friend, not chronic inflammation. That's an entirely different thing. Inflammation signals to the body it needs to repair and build up the muscle we just trained. We dampen the signal and the body's response will lessen. One of the often recommended strategies for recovery is cold water immersion. This should be avoided after resistance training, especially when your goal is muscle hypertrophy, because it reduces inflammation and, in turn, muscle growth, with one study finding that cold water immersion attenuated or reduced long-term gains in muscle mass and strength. The study went on to further discuss the possibility that other antioxidant supplements and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like ibuprofen should also be avoided. An argument could be made for using cold water immersion to help us recover from a situation like a softball tournament, where you need to perform for multiple days in a row. At that point, you're not worried about new muscle growth. You just want to recover enough so you're ready to play again the next day. To find more ways to build muscle faster, based on science, watch this video next and keep working out while having fun. This is Lawrence from Fit and 50. We'll talk to you again in the next one.